Hello Clips Tippers, this is John Coleman coming to you with another video tutorial. Tonight we're going to talk about modifying route sheets. Have you ever had this situation happen to you where you would love to have something different on the route sheet? Well, that happened to me recently. I've been wanting for a while to be able to show cell phone number on the route sheet. As it is, most of the route sheets just show the home phone number and the work phone number. And I was looking to have the cell phone number because that's becoming more and more most people's primary way that they want to be contacted. I also was running into the situation where my crews were not reading route sheet notes as often as I would like. And there's various techniques for how to get them to do that. But one of the easiest ways is a systematic approach, and that was to make the route sheet notes bigger. So those are two examples of how we might want to modify route sheets. So we'll talk about this. Alright, I'm going to minimize my notepad here and go back to where we start, and that would be in work orders. So it's in the same place that you're printing the route sheets or the work orders, whichever you want to call it. And normally you would have selected here maybe a route sheet or enhanced route sheet or something like that. But what we're going to select for tonight is custom route sheet. You may have already selected some of these, or created some I should say. And what you're going to want to do after selecting custom route sheet, you will see that you have a pop-up screen appear asking you which custom route sheet you want to use. Now the first route sheets on here, you'll see the name here, are not modifiable. You'll see over here no modification basically is allowed on these, and that protects you from messing things up. So unlike some things that you change in Clip, this you can't really hurt it. You can't mess up the original route sheets that you have set up, so you can feel free to play around with creating new ones. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is select a one of these route sheets that we want to base our new route sheet off of. So I'm going to choose the enhanced route sheet. I like that a lot because it breaks down the man hours depending on how many men are on the crew. But I could choose that, but that's not what I want to do. I want to actually make a copy of this. So I'm going to click the Add New button here. It's going to ask me for a name. I'm just going to call it Greatest Report. And notice I put the underscore there because you can't have spaces in the name. And then you can enter a note for that, whatever you want. This is the greatest route sheet. Okay, now that we have our new route sheet created, I'm going to click the Modify button. And it'll bring me into the Report Designer, which I can maximize by clicking the button here. Alright, let me move this little thing out of our way just by clicking and dragging. And don't get afraid. This looks scary, but I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Up at the top here, you'll have your header for the page. Up here, you'll have the header for the route sheet. And this is going to have information like if the crews need to enter their times. There's going to be header information, your company name, things like that. It's going to appear on the first page of the route sheets. And then under that, the next major section around here is where each job shows up. So this is where you're going to see the job name, the job time, any notes associated with it, the customer information, all that. And that's the section that we're concerned with tonight. Alright, so first thing, we want to add a cell phone. If you see here, we have something called PC phone, and that's the W stands for work here. And what we want to do is we want to add now the cell phone number in addition to the work phone and the home phone, which are right here. So what I'm going to do is, after selecting this box by clicking on it, I'm going to use the arrow key on my keyboard to push it down to make some space for our cell phone. So I want to put it right in between these two. Okay, so after I have created space, I'm going to click on the work number up here, and I'm going to right click, hit copy, and then paste it. Okay, so we have an exact copy. Basically, if we leave it as it is now, it's going to print the work number right next to each other. And I'm just putting it over aligned with the arrows on my keyboard again. You can also click and drag if you choose to do so. I like using arrows because it ends up being more precise for me. Alright, now what we're going to want to do is edit the formula that's inside of this box. To do that, I'm going to double click on it, and we see our expression here. And right now, that's pulling information from clip. BWTEL is the work telephone number. And instead of making you look all this up, I will provide on the blog the exact expression that you need to put in here. So I'm going to go to my notepad here. I have it already copied. So right here, this is what's going to be posted on the blog. So all you'll need to do is copy it, come into the program, delete all of this, and then go ahead and paste. Here you can't right click, but if you hit Control V on your keyboard, that pastes. So you can paste it right in there. I'm going to click OK, and now we have added a cell phone number to our route sheet. That was easy enough. Next, on to our next task. We want to make the route sheet notes bigger for our guys to be able to see them easier. So in order to do this, you'll see down here we have notes. The red section is for temporary route sheet notes, and the green section is for your normal route sheet notes that are going to appear every week. They're kind of small, squished down right now, so what I want to do is I want to make the area a little bit larger. So I'm going to click on this bar here that separates the section, drag it down, and let go, and that's now made my section a little bit bigger. I'm going to want to drag my notes comment over to the left. I want to make these wider so they spread across a little bit farther. I'm going to bring this back over a little bit. Okay, so how I'm doing this is I'm just selecting it by clicking on it, and then on the left, right in the middle on the left line, you click, hold, and drag. Alright, now what we want to do is make them bigger, not only longer, but make the font bigger. So as I click on the box, I can then come up to Format, Font, and then I can change the size. And I'm going to go ahead and hit 14. If you wanted to change the type of font you wanted to, or make it italic or underline or anything like that, you can do here. I click OK. And as you'll see, it's made our notes a little bit bigger. I'm going to do the same thing for the regular route sheet notes. Font, 14, OK. And you can see they're overlapping a little bit, so I'm just going to push them down a little bit. And even though it's only one line that you see here, if it's like a multi-line note, that will show up. It'll expand the lines. So now that I have my notes set up, I can drag this back where it needs to be. And I have now edited both of those things on my route sheet. And you can do the same. Very easy. I want to hear from you. What other things would you like to change on your route sheet? I'm not going to promise that I can cover everything, but I would like it to help you to be able to edit things that you need on your route sheets. And I've found this very helpful. My guys love it now that the route sheet notes are much easier to see, and it's a lot more accessible getting the cell phone number for a customer. Until next time, this is John Coleman for Clips Tips. Your success is our business.